So when you picture a best-selling cookbook author, what comes to mind? Well, what if I told you one of the biggest names in the game is the one and only Snoop Dogg? Yep. Today, we're diving into the amazing story of how a hip-hop legend wrote a cookbook that became an absolute sensation.
So let's just get right to it. How does this happen? How does a rap icon create a cookbook that doesn't just sell but ends up as a #1 bestseller? What's the real secret ingredient here? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
You really can't get into this without hearing it from the man himself. Right from the start, Snoop sets the tone. He says, "I'm taking the cookbook game higher with a dipped and whipped collection of my favorite recipes. Ya dig?" I mean, come on, that tells you everything. This is not your grandma's recipe book, and that personality is the key to all of this.
And let's be super clear here, this was not some kind of novelty gag gift. From Crook to Cook shot straight to #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. That's a huge deal. It means this book crossed way over, going far beyond his fan base and landing in kitchens absolutely everywhere. And when we say it was a hit, how big are we talking? Over 1.5 million copies sold. To put that into perspective, that's not just big, that's blockbuster territory. We're talking numbers that put it in the same league as some of the most established cookbooks of all time. It's a genuine phenomenon.
Okay, so the famous name definitely got people's attention. But what's actually inside the book? What are people actually cooking? Let's take a little look at what's on the menu.
The collection itself is awesome. It's super diverse. You get the OG soul food staples, the real deal comfort food you'd hope for. But then he flips the script with what he calls remixes on upper echelon fare, some fancier stuff. Naturally, he's got a whole section on his favorite munchies. And you knew he had to have a chapter for that gin and juice.
I mean, just look at this. Billionaire's bacon. The photography alone is top-notch, and it just looks absolutely incredible. This right here proves these are serious, well-developed recipes designed to make you hungry.
And this slide pretty much captures the whole vibe of the book, right? We go from that super decadent bacon right over to a classic, go shorty, it's your birthday cake. It shows the book has a great sense of humor, it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it blends high-end ideas with just pure fun.
And on a practical level, it's a really solid cookbook. Everything's organized into these clear, easy-to-navigate chapters. So whether you're looking for main courses like lunch, or you're just hunting for dessert, it's super simple to find exactly what you need.
But here's the thing, the food is really only half the story. What truly makes this book stand out is that it's more than just a meal plan. It's a whole experience, filled with personal stories straight from Snoop himself. So you get 50 awesome recipes, but they're all woven together with these great personal stories and behind-the-scenes photos. This totally transforms it from just a set of instructions into a real glimpse into Snoop's life, his kitchen, and his world.
And the magic word here is authenticity. The book makes it very clear. These are not just some random recipes a publisher pulled together. No, these are Snoop's personal hits, straight from his kitchen, and many of them had never been shared before. That creates this really cool sense of connection and exclusivity.
Okay, so we've got the delicious food, we've got the personal stories. Now let's put it all together and break down exactly why this combination was so powerful, why it all just works so incredibly well.
So what is the core formula here? What's the secret sauce that turned a celebrity cookbook into a record-breaking bestseller that's still popular years after it came out?
It really comes down to these 4 key ingredients. First, you have authentic, delicious soul food that people genuinely want to make. You infuse that with Snoop's unmistakable personality on every single page. Third, and this is so important, the recipes themselves are high quality but still easy to follow. And finally, the whole thing has this behind-the-scenes vibe that makes you feel like you're right there with him. It's the perfect blend of credibility, personality, and quality.
It's really just a fantastic example of how to create a celebrity book that feels both authentic and genuinely useful. And if you're feeling inspired to try cooking up some of that billionaire's bacon for yourself, the link to this book is in the video description.